With the success of this event in St. Louis, how often do you see the UFC coming back here? I mean, I know we would love it if you came here more regularly.
Yeah,
and could we ever see a pay-per-view here?
Yeah, this is an incredible market. I mean, it's like I said, I love the city. The city's awesome.
And a unanimous decision victory, winning the title.
UFC 304, Leon Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad, the rematch. This pay-per-view was in Manchester, England, but they decided to do it on America time. Honestly, I think they should have just done it at the time in the UK. I think that probably would have been better. I'm not an expert on this, but I just think that they should have just done it in the time zone that they were in. That would have probably made for better performances. But then he's complaining because he raised the performance bonus to 100,000 for this event. I think this was just the wrong event to do that. And also, I think that not all fighters are motivated by bonuses. I think that you need to pick one also. I don't think there should be a win bonus and a performance bonus. I think there should only be a performance bonus. I think the win bonus should be basically put together. So, for example, let's say I'm a prelims fighter on a fight night card at the Apex, and my pay is 10 show, 10 win. So if I win, I get $20,000. So also my opponent, let's say they're on the same pay structure. They're probably not, but let's just say that they're getting paid the same. So my opponent, if she wins, she gets $20,000. Okay, cool. But if she gets $20,000, I only get $10,000. So the total amount that they are paying is $30,000. So what I think they should do is just pay each fighter $15,000 and then offer them a performance bonus and increase the performance bonus if you need to. Some fighters might feel like they're leaving money on the table, but I think this would probably solve a lot of problems because a lot of fighters just don't make a lot of money to begin with, so they're hurting for money. And if they know how much money they're gonna make and then the performance bonus is just bonus, then I think that they would feel more at ease rather than feeling like they're leaving, $120,000 on the table or whatever it is. Not all fighters go into the fight thinking they're going to win. Like, that is fairy tale land. Like, I mean, most of them do, but there's some that they don't feel like that. They're fighting to make money a lot of times. And maybe that's not how they originally planned on making money, but maybe that's just how they have to make money. Judges make bad decisions, I think fight of the night bonuses are good, performance bonuses, things like that are good. Fight of the night is great because it rewards people for, kind of going out on their shield, being a warrior, which is admirable, and I don't think it should be a requirement to compete, but I do think it's admirable. I also just feel like the welterweight division isn't the same anymore. I think that GSP in his prime would run through the entire welterweight division right now. I like Bilal Muhammad, but his weapon is his pace. That's his biggest weapon, and it's always kind of been that way. But that was a much different fight than their first fight, in my opinion. I thought their first fight, Leon looked a lot better. So I don't know if it was like the time zone thing or what was going on. I think that probably had a bigger effect on people than we think because they're not used to fighting, or I guess training in that time zone. So they're totally, having to readjust, and they're not even traveling. I think they should have just focused on the UK fans for that one, The diehard fans are going to watch every single pay-per-view no matter what. You do not have to advertise to them. You need to advertise to the casual fans. because they are the ones that are going to keep the lights on. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a business. So I think the UFC either needs to just focus on making money and being a business and stop acting like this is the best fighting the best, you know, and kind of go in a different direction. And with them merging with WWE, I think, you know, that was kind of bound to happen. I think that it's more focused on, yeah, it's a business, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think there's still, you know, something to be appreciated, but, you know, maybe this is the opportunity for PFL to recruit a lot of talent and then make their brand, you know, kind of appealing more to the diehard fan base. I don't know, because right now I think the UFC is trying to appeal more to the mainstream audience. You know, they want to see knockouts. They want, and you also can do that. You can market to the mainstream audience as long as you are educating them, because you can't guarantee that these fights are going to be knockouts. You can't guarantee anything in this sport. It's a very unpredictable sport. You know, we saw Justin Gaethje get knocked out by Max Holloway at the last second at UFC 300. This sport is unbelievable and unpredictable. So I think that what the UFC should try to do is educate the fan base, because a lot of the new fans might appreciate a 3-round fight that goes to decision more if they understand what is going on in the octagon, besides just when somebody gets knocked out or when somebody gets choked out. So I think that educating the fan base is important. And I think that also just putting a lot of effort into the matchmaking, and it gets difficult. Matchmaking is tricky because the rankings kind of ruin matchmaking sometimes, because it's like, okay, well, this guy's got to fight this guy because he's number 10, and then he can fight this guy who's number 9. It's like, you know, it just makes, sometimes the fights aren't really that good. It just makes sense rankings wise. So you can't always have fights that are really entertaining without kind of breaking the rules a little bit with the rankings. So I think fans need to understand that. And so we can't strictly follow the rankings with matchmaking in MMA and expect great fights every time. So I think that PFL can probably pull that off, because the way that they do it is like appeals more to regular sports fans. So like football, baseball, like football is not fun to watch, you know? Like if there was no scores and there was no commentary and there was none of that, football is boring, you know? So nothing they're doing in PFL is boring, even a decision fight, you know? So that could be PFL's niche. It could be that, you know, decision fighter. That could be like their brand, but they twist it in a way to make it entertaining and make it fun for the fans. So, and they appeal to more of like a traditional sports fan rather than, you know, they make it more of a sport, less of a fight, I guess you could say. BKFC would be like the other side of the extremes, where they make it more of a fight and less of a, you know, competition martial art. It's more of just a fight. So I don't know what's going to happen the rest of the year with the UFC. Hopefully things turn around. That was a rough one. Let's see, what do we have next? Sandhagen versus Nurmagomedov. Okay, that's going to be a good fight. I'm excited for that. August 3rd. Sweet. Yeah, I'm really excited. Because I know that's actually really going to be a good fight. Thank God.